Week 7 buy lows, waiver wire pickups for Week 7, and just overall reaction to Week 6. What the hell happened? Let's get into it. Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. Before we get into reacting to Week 6 and the waiver wire pickups for Week 7, you still have time to buy low on D. Hopkins, Alvin Kamara, and Davante Adams. Davante Adams won't play Monday night, so his value won't increase going into Week 7. Buy low. Alvin Kamara didn't have the best game. He's still a little bit banged up, but I'd take a chance on him. Alvin Kamara owners are probably struggling to get wins right now, probably in a little bit of panic mode. Maybe this guy won't deliver consistent numbers without Breeze. We can't wait for Breeze, so therefore I have to trade him. Take advantage, go take a stab. Deandre Hopkins, what can you say? 9 catches for 55 yards. The receptions were there, the yardage was not, no TDs. I get it, panic mode. You're still in panic mode. If you own him, you're done with him, right? That gives everybody else hope that they can buy low. Buying low at a price that won't kill anybody if he continues to struggle a little bit or takes longer than expected to get out of the slump that he's in. Watson's playing great. Houston is playing great. I refuse to buy in that he won't bounce back. I know we're 6 weeks into the season. I know Hopkins has struggled for multiple games in a row, but he is the most talented wide receiver in the NFL, and I'm willing to buy low. I'm not buying him at his draft value that you drafted in August. You're buying low. That's the whole point here. Anybody that owns him that's ready to ship him off will sell him a lot lower than they paid on draft day. I don't know why everybody goes at me saying, Smitty, he's not going to be a top 1 to 2 wide receiver this year. First of all, I don't know that I agree with that moving forward. As I keep telling people, this is football, where in football you can be the best player at your position at week 8, week 9, week 10 on out. So while I realize he'll be hard-pressed to climb up the ranks and rank as the number 1 wide receiver overall in 16 starts for 2019, like that, he can go from being what he's been to the best player from weeks 8 through 16, from 10 through 16. I have seen enough from Hopkins to know that he's capable of being the number 1 fantasy football wide receiver in all of 2019 per start moving forward. And he proved it in week 1 with his 100+ yards and 2 TDs. If he wasn't playing for Houston, if Watson wasn't healthy or Watson wasn't doing good, if Houston wasn't playing well, I would be more worried about Hopkins not bouncing back. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I'll take that chance because Hopkins is a proven player in my opinion, and I'm going to get him. Diggs had a game. 7 receptions over here, 167 and 3 TDs on 11 targets. Crazy game. You could not have seen this coming. You maybe thought he'd have 5 or 6 catches for 100 and a touchdown. Possible. But a goose egg's also possible for him. And no one knew that Cousins would play as well as he did in this game. Don't beat yourself up if you sat Diggs in week 6. A lot of people did. And even before kickoff, 1 hour before kickoff, I go live every Sunday here on YouTube. There were questions that involved Diggs. Should I start this guy, or Diggs? And Diggs was the right answer. There were also questions where Diggs was not named by me. It happens. You cannot predict the future. It's why we play this game. And don't tell me I knew it. No, you didn't, because if you did know it, you would have done it. That's why we play the game. And just like I showed you with this graphic right here, Fuller, look at Fuller, 5 catches for 54 yards. Last week there were a lot of people going, I knew it, when he had his monster, insane fantasy football outing, and then look at 5 for 44. It happens. Diggs' next game might be 4 catches for 40 yards, or even worse. It's part of the game. You cannot beat yourself up over it. We all make our own decisions, and even I sat Diggs in 1 league. And boy, is Tyreek Hill back. 5 catches, 80 yards, and 2 TDs, and an acrobatic, amazing TD catch that proves that this guy is a top 5 wide receiver in this offense with Patty Mahomes throwing him the football. Congratulations to anyone that bought low on Tyreek Hill, and good job waiting on him if you were tempted to trade him a couple weeks back. Top 5 wide receiver moving forward, I don't think that's bold at all. And what do we do with Kelsey? We buy low. 4 catches for 58. Use that. What in the hell do we make of this Rams running back situation? Gurley finally sits out. They give Darrell Henderson 6 carries, which I'm almost glad they even gave him that, the way that this Rams coaching staff operates when it comes to the running backs. But 6 carries for 39 yards. He's cranking it out. Why did he not get more touches? Malcolm Brown did okay. He looked good at times. Darrell Henderson 6.5. And Woods gets the TD. It's frustrating. Todd Gurley might be back for the next game. Maybe Darrell Henderson gets double-digit work in the next contest. Let's hope he does. 6.5 a pop isn't even close to his 8.9 he got in college in both 2018 and 2017. The guy's elusive. He's electric. If they give him enough work, double-digit carries at least, he will pop one off. Although I don't know that this coaching staff would even use him then. I'm kind of up in arms with this situation, but I do know one thing. The talent is there for Darrell Henderson. He would be elite if they fed him. Unfortunately, I'm not the coach, so there is still some risk that he may never be utilized properly. But I have hope because the talent is there, and I think the talent wins out. What to do in the coming weeks, we have to wait and see on the Gurley news. You can be damn sure I'll be reporting on this as soon as I know anything. Other quick notes, Lamar Jackson ran for 152 yards and a touchdown on his 19 carries. Ingram had 52 and a touch, but only 13 carries. Mixon owners are in trouble. He only had 8 rushes for 10 yards. Alex Eckerson outrushed him on his 1 rush. Chris Carson, again, playing well. I still sell him high because I think you can get a lot for him and trade into a safer player. But if you can't sell high, hang on to him. His 24 rushes for 124 yards and a TD, and his 4 catches for 35 yards was fantastic. He's playing great. Nick Chubb, 122 yards and 2 TDs. Odell, 6 catches for 101 yards. I hate to say it, but now might be the time to at least explore trading these guys on the high. That Cleveland Browns offense will be volatile all year. Test the trade waters if you can get something great. If you can't hang on to them and hope that even with a struggling offense, or if Baker's hot and cold, they can still deliver and get their stat lines most games. Kamara, 11 carries, 31 yards with 7 receptions for 35. Kind of a bad game. Again, look to buy low. That's why he's on the buy low list for week 7. This is a big gun, a guy that can win you a league if you get him at the right price. Mike Thomas got his 8 for 89, but he didn't get a TD. You might be able to buy him a little lower than you should as well. Fournette, 72 yards, 6 catches for 46 was actually impressive, but I still say sell high. Chark, 3 for 43, disappointed a lot of people, especially when people asked should they start Chark or McLaurin. That was dead even walking into week 6. And McLaurin drops 100 yards and 2 TDs. You can't see that coming. Chark and him had the same value walking to this game. It's a tough situation to be in when you own a bunch of these guys for your flex spot or your wide receiver 2. It's good to make a trade to get out of that situation, but McLaurin must be started moving forward in every league. I don't care what you got to do to maneuver. If you have 3 really good wide receivers and McLaurin's your 4th, you need to get him into your flex role and make a trade somehow. We can't trust the KC running back situation. Miles Sanders, I don't know that I trust his 3 rushes for 6 yards, 3 receptions for 86 and a TD. Sell high on Miles Sanders. If you can't sell high, hold on to him. But I explore the trade waters with him. Jeffrey's been solid. Keep starting him. 10 receptions for 76 and a TD. Zach Ertz, 4 catches for 54. Buy low on him. Talked about Diggs, 7 catches for 167, 3 TDs. Thielen, 6 for 57 and 1 TD. I buy low on Thielen. Dalvin Cook, 16 carries for 41 yards. He did get the TD, but I bet a lot of his owners are kind of concerned. Try buying low on Dalvin. You may not be able to, but you might as well try. Grab Alexander Madison off waivers if for whatever reason the guy is still on waivers. I don't know why people aren't scooping him up. It's uncomfortable how many leagues I'm seeing him available in. I don't expect Cousins to have 304 TDs on the regular. Sell high if you can there. Watson's a beast. 280, 1 TD, 42 rushing with another 2 TDs. Still had 3 total TDs. I sell high on Hyde, who had 116 and a TD on the ground. If you can get the right kind of upgrade using Carlos Hyde, I do it. So take a wide receiver and Hyde and upgrade into one better player than both of them. That's how you do a 2-for-1 and trade a Carlos Hyde kind of in sneaky fashion. Because honestly, I don't think you'll get anything remotely great using just Hyde. I know what to do with Juju. His bye week's coming up. Mason Rudolph, I think, is needed for him to rebound. But I'm not ready to write him off completely. But he's a bench. What can I say? James Conner looked great, but so did Benny Snell. This offense is running the ball well right now. James Conner's banged up again, though. The biggest reason that he's a risk moving forward. Even producing, he's a risk because he keeps continuing to get banged up. Benny Snell is a must grab, and insert him into the ad drops I'm about to go into. I would say Benny Snell is as important as anyone on the list I'm about to drop. And now for the Week 7 waiver wire ads. Make sure Golden Tate isn't available in your league. He might be a wide receiver 2 moving forward, but he's definitely an excellent wide receiver 3. Chase Edmunds, he's going to have a role regardless of what the status is of DJ from week to week. And DJ gets banged up on occasion, so Edmunds would be a solid, really solid running back 2 if ever called upon to start. But he's flex worthy right now. Auden Tate, I'll admit I didn't jump on board right away, but I'm starting to believe that this guy has flex potential moving forward, at least for now. Kirk Cousins, again, I don't expect him to do what he did in week 7 ever again this year, but he's a good backup to grab and stash right now in a season where there are injuries and a lot of things going on. Potential bust players like Mayfield, Darren Fells, Kareem Hunt, don't leave him on waivers. He's coming back soon. And Alexander Madison, as I talked about earlier, don't leave him on waivers. Now, in some of your leagues, you might have other players available, bigger name guys, lesser name guys. Toss out in the comments what you're looking at in your league, and let's hash through it. So comment below, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that thumbs up. Wipe your feet on the way in to the show's house. Come on. Have some courtesy. Stay ahead of the curve. Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.